Will Flesh and Blood be the victim of its own success? Really? Who comes up with these clickbait titles? This seems like a pretty hot button topic. I'm not sure I even want to be talking about this. Can I judge? Seriously though, guys, welcome back to Tabletop Tilt. My name is Matthew, and I want to talk a little bit about this craziness that we've all seen in the last week with regards to the Flesh and Blood secondary market. So it all started when news broke on December 13th that an individual had bought out the majority of the Welcome to Wraith Alpha print run boxes that Channel Fireball had left in stock. This caused an immediate knee-jerk reaction in the open market, and first edition booster boxes of all three sets spiked. So this is a picture here. The individual posted a video on Facebook of his stack of Welcome to Wraith Alpha print run cases in his apartment. 50 cases in total, like 200 booster boxes, just absolutely insane. And of course, the market just went crazy, knee-jerk reaction, and immediately prices of all three first editions spiked. So Welcome to Wraith immediately jumped from about $900 US to $1,800. Arcane Rising went from about $500 to $800 plus, and Crucible of War jumped from $150 to about $250 US. But that was just the start. The volatility did not end there. As you can see here, Welcome to Wraith now sits about between $2,000 and $2,500. In fact, this is an auction listing with 35 bids that's been bid up to $2,650 US. Arcane Rising is now sitting at $1,000 plus all day long. Probably $1,100 actually US is the cheapest one here. And Crucible of War got even crazier because, to top it off, news came out later that Legend Story Studios has no immediate plans to print an unlimited version of Crucible of War, which everyone was expecting. I fully expected that an unlimited version of Crucible of War was coming. So this caused a further spike in Crucible of War booster box prices. It's now about $400 US, which is absolutely crazy because you could buy it 2 weeks ago for like $140, $150 US. So absolute insane spike in a really short period of time. Honestly, this puts it like comparable to a box of like original Innistrad, which you see here, $500 to $550 for original Innistrad. This is a 10-year-old product, and it is widely considered to be one of the best draft sets that WotC has ever created, one of the best draft experiences in Magic the Gathering, and Crucible of War prices are rapidly approaching that level of a 10-year-old Magic product, which is absolutely mind-boggling. So my question is this good for the game? And some people would say yes, some people would say no. And in my opinion, it's a risk. I think it is a risk. I think it's a good indication for the game, but it also creates some risks for the short-term health of the game. I've been wondering lately whether it's possible Flesh and Blood could become a victim of its own success. And I say success because that's what's causing these incomprehensible price swings. The boxes are obviously in high demand from both collectors and players. And I think the demand is far greater than Legend Story Studios could possibly have dreamed it would be after barely a year. The game is 14 months old. If you want proof that this completely blindsided Legend Story Studios, I think you have to look no further than the fact they didn't anticipate a need for an unlimited printing of Crucible of War at this time. If they'd thought there would be a need for it, they would have capitalized on that and they would have done it. But they didn't think there was a need. Instead, they said at the end of November, I think, that they had ordered a reprint of Ira welcome decks to be done in December, and they'll be shipped out. I think stores can expect to receive them sometime early next year. So that tells me that they thought they had to continue focusing on just getting people to try the game. That's what welcome decks are for, and they were not expecting to have to meet this explosive demand. And on the topic of demand, I see a lot of comments on Facebook, on Twitter, and on all the Reddits and yada yada. People saying the only reason the prices are going up is because of evil investors and speculators. But I can tell you, nobody is going to invest or speculate on a game they think is crap. Why would anybody do that? In fact, the individual who purchased the 50 cases of Welcome to Wraith Alpha We can take a look at those again. The individual who purchased all these cases made it clear in the video that he's not an investor. He loves the game, and he intends to do some unseals and some box breaks and do some giveaways and actually enjoy the product. He's not an investor hoping to sit on them for a long period of time. The game is great. The game is great, and I'm willing to bet that players are responsible for the majority of the demand. And if you need proof of that, look no further than the fact that even unlimited printings of Welcome to Wraith and Arcane Rising are getting tough to find right now. Many stores around me locally are actually sold out of Arcane Rising Unlimited. Welcome to Wraith is still pretty well stocked, but Arcane Rising Unlimited is in very short supply right now. So this level of demand, while it may seem great for the game, and it's certainly an indication that Legend Story Studios has created something special here, I actually think it could also be a threat to the health and growth of the game over the short term. And the reason I think that is because there are a lot of people, current and prospective Flesh and Blood players, who are totally turned off by the concept of investing in trading card games, and they're going to blame the prices of Crucible of War, in particular Crucible of War, on evil investors who are supposedly just hoarding all of it, waiting for it to go up in price even more. Even though I think the biggest factor in the current prices of the game is just the fact that it's a great game. And the demand has exploded far faster than Legend Story Studios could have ever anticipated. I mean, imagine putting years into creating an amazing game, doing everything right, and then having people turned off of your game because it's so good you can't meet the demand. And I think that's what's going to happen, particularly in this next 4-month period between now and when Monarch releases. We have a release date for Monarch. It's been announced that it will be April 30th, 2021. And that is over 4 months away right now. We're in December 2020. That's over 4 months away. And with no Crucible of War Unlimited coming before then, that is a long period where potential new players will look at your game and they will say, wait, how much does a box of the most recent set cost? Right? And I really do worry that will turn a lot of people off. All it takes sometimes is one bad first impression, and some people will not even give your game a chance. They won't even look at it again. And I think that would be really, really unfortunate because honestly, it is a great flippin' game. But people have to be able to get the product, right? People want to be able to crack packs. It's not enough to say to people, there's plenty of Crucible of War singles out there. I think newer players in particular, they want to be able to crack packs. And if they're priced out of doing that, they're going to be frustrated and they may not get into the game or they may give up on it. So in my opinion, I do think the current prices of first editions, Crucible of War in particular, and the dwindling availability of even unlimited versions may hamper some of the growth potential of this game and may unfortunately turn some people off of it over the next few months while we wait for Monarch to be released. Now, the good news is that Monarch will have an unlimited printing, which apparently will follow the first edition by no more than 30 to 60 days. That is fantastic news. That is already confirmed. And hopefully, in the meantime, we get a substantial amount of Welcome to Wraith and Arcane Rising Unlimited to fill the need so that we can continue welcoming new players into this awesome community with those products. And on that note, to kind of end this video, speaking of the community, Flesh and Blood, I've found this community so far to just be overwhelmingly positive and welcoming, and that's fantastic, and we need to continue doing that. I've seen some frustration and a little bit of anger this last week directed at some of the game's naysayers and people who think it's just a fad and it's only investors driving up the prices. And I think it's up to all of us who love the game and play the game already to continue being ambassadors for this game, continue to be welcoming, continue to teach new players, continue to explain things like the differences between first editions and unlimited editions, because that's what's going to help ensure continued growth, that this game continues to grow and thrive, and that it really does become a force to be reckoned with in the cardboard world, which is what I hope, because it is a fantastic game. So that's all I got, guys. I just wanted to share some of my thoughts and some of my concerns that I've had over the last week. I would love to have a conversation about it with you guys. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Comment, please, in down below. I would love to chat with you. I'd love to know your thoughts. I'd love to know what you guys think about all the craziness that's gone on over the last week. And like I said, just keep being positive. Keep welcoming new players into this game. Keep teaching, and this game will do just fine. It'll be very, very successful. Don't forget to hit like, hit subscribe, share the video, all that. Thank you so much for the support, guys. Really appreciate it. Later.